Hello everyone, welcome to another tutorial for Ruler 8 Hearts, and today we're going to look at some pattern variations that you can make with the heart ruler. The first one that we're going to look at is the flower heart. So what we need to do here is we need to pick just one side of a heart. So we need half a heart. We can either use a large heart, we can use a small heart, you can use either side of the heart, it doesn't matter. You also need to pick a centre point on your material. We are going to keep sewing back to this centre point, and when the pattern is finished, this will become the centre point of our flower. So I have sewn the first length of the half the heart, and then each time you need to adjust the ruler so that you can make the next section. So when you are adjusting the ruler, the two things that you need to look for is that the end point is going to match up with the center point that we decided on earlier, and also that the last sewn petal is in the center of the channel that we are going to sew past. So that means that each petal will join up nicely with the previous petal, and as we go round and round and round, it will complete our flower shape without any gaps in the pattern. So it's the same thing over and over again. You need to make sure that the end of the half of the heart that you have chosen is got the center point in the center of it. You will need to double sew occasionally. So I've just done that here. I've gone around to the corner and then I've come back so I can finish in the center point. If we don't finish in the center point, we can't get it lined up for the next section of the pattern. So we just need to do that all the way until it joins. Okay, and then we can see here that each time you just need to just adjust it. I am moving the material around here so you can see what I am doing, but you don't need to do this. You can keep the material, if you're doing a large project, you can keep the material stationary and just move the ruler, because you can sew in any direction when you are using the free motion setting and the ruler foot. So here again you can just see how what I've just sewn, the tip of what I've just sewn, is in the center of this channel. So when we sew the new section, we are just snuggling it right up there so it all joins in. Okay, so again just checking that the center point is in the center of the end of this particular section. Okay, so we're going right down there and stopping at that point with the needle down each time. And when it comes to the last section, you can just make sure that it's all going to join up nicely by just doing these few adjustments and making sure again that we're going to sew past now the center point of the last piece, and then that the very first petal that we did also is going to join up. So when we take off the ruler, lift the needle up, you can see there that we've got a really good flower pattern. So the next pattern that we're going to do is the 4-leaf clover flower pattern. So what this would involve is we are doing the whole shape of a heart. So we'd need to do half a heart first, slide the ruler down and do the second half. Now this is the same as the previous pattern in that we have a center point. So each time you complete a heart, you need to be finishing at the center point. So the idea of this pattern is it's 4 full complete hearts that go round in a circle and join up. So again here I'm just doing the first half of the third heart that I'm doing here. Okay, stop with the needle down, slide it all the way round, and then just do a few adjustments so that you make sure that the end point of this section of heart is going to join up with the center point that you decided on earlier. So these shapes are really good if you want to make centerpieces, if you want to give your quilt, just that extra special pattern. They are really simple, they do not take long at all. It's just a case of making sure you get it all lined up. So you've got the scroll lines on here to make sure the hearts are lined up. So as long as your hearts are lined up, so you can see that my previous heart is in the sort of straight bit there, so it will all join up to the center point. Okay, and you could just leave it there if you wanted to, if you just wanted a very simple basic pattern, but you can also build on these patterns if you like, and just put that extra bit of detail that will just give it that extra bit of pop when you're doing it on your quilt. So I'm just again using just the same section up and down because we need to finish in that center point so we can continue to do the next line, the next detailed line on there. So I'm just going to go round all 4 of those hearts and just put on this extra little bit of detail, and that will make it look more like a flower. Again, you don't have to do this if you've got any other details that you prefer to have on. There's no set rules on this at all. It's just whatever fits you, whatever patterns you like, and whatever your imagination can come up with. So I'm just going to do this last one here, and then you'll get to see the final result of this. Again, this did not take long. It is easy to do, but it's very effective. Okay, so we can see here the full design of our 4-leaf clover flower shape.